Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. This is the weekly playbook outlook for the week of April 3rd to April 8th. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to start off with a look at the major currencies and indices and cryptos. So let's start off with the US dollar as usual here. Just to see how it's going to shape up for this week. So I'm going to go to the weekly time frame, and we've been in a very strong move, but we're kind of in a sideways pattern at the moment. So quite a big move, but as you can see, we're clearly inside of a channel. Just been going up and down in it, and now looking to push back to the upside of the channel. So looking for more strength in the US dollar as we go into this week, as you can see from this chart here on the 4-hour time frame. Even on the daily time frame, again, you can see that we've been just chopping up and down, and I would expect another move to the upside as we go. Sorry, I skipped the time frame. As we go to the higher time frame, this week we should be pushing to the upside to come back up to the resistance area on that chart. So with that in mind, we would then all the members of the Simple 123 would be looking at the major pairs based on the US dollar. Looking at the euro as an example, it would be doing the opposite. Instead of going to the upside, it would be heading to the downside. And you can see that on the daily, we were up, but now we're pushing to the downside. On the 4-hour, we're looking to continue to the downside. So any pullbacks on euro would effectively be opportunity to sell to the downside. Okay, and let's take a look at the Japanese yen as another example. Japanese yen should be also it's been very weak, and the US dollar is very strong against it, and you can see the weakness is still continuing. If I go to the weekly time frame on this, get an idea, we've been straight down, and looks like I can't see, there we go, we're coming to a support area, but it doesn't look like the support area is going to hold. Looks like we should just go through that, but any bounces would be opportunities to sell Japanese yen. All right, let's take a look at the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar, like unlike the euro, which is going to the downside against the US dollar, is actually moving to the upside, which is very unusual. The strength of crude and energy has been pushing this to the upside. So we'd look for continued moves to the upside. We're right at a resistance, but it looks like we should be able to cut through that this week and push to the upside for Australian dollar. What else? Other currencies do we have here? Japanese yen, the Canadian dollar. Let's take a look at the Canadian dollar. It too, like the Aussie, should be pushing to the upside because of its dependence on energy and oil and so forth. So it's at the crossroads here at a resistance on the daily, but should continue to the upside with strength for the remainder of the week. All right, so that is a look at those. Let's take a look at gold. And gold, I'm going to go to the weekly on gold. Gold took a big push to the upside, but came back down, is now back down to a support resistance area, and is looking a little bit suspect right now. It could fall, could stay in this sideways pattern as well. But let's see on the 4-hour, you can see we're chopping up and down right now, and I would expect price to fall, but at this point it could be very volatile for the remainder of the week. But expectation is for price to fall through to the downside on gold. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has had quite a nice push off this support base here, and is still trying very hard to push to the upside. It looks like it still has some more legs to go, and it could push this week back up into the over 50,000. So look for opportunities if you're so inclined to jump into the upside on Bitcoin. Okay, so moves to the upside. So that would be the same for Litecoin. You can see similar type of pattern. Of course, any pullback would be desired first before you would jump in. So I would look for a pullback and then catching that move to the upside would be the way to go. Similar with where are we here? Dogecoin would be similar. We're looking for moves to the upside. So any pullbacks, opportunities to buy to the upside. If I missed one, I missed the British pound for the futures there for the currencies. Let's take a look at British pound. It's been a bit weak, and it will continue to be weak based on the US dollar as well. So look for opportunities to sell the British pound. Any moves to the upside, opportunities to sell the British pound to the downside. All right, let's take a look at the US Dow 30, and I'll go to the weekly on this. So we've made a nice push to the upside, but we're kind of struggling right now at this point, looking like we're going to come back down this week. So we reached a pinnacle, and it's looking a little bit weak, and we could certainly fall. Any push to the upside would be an opportunity to sell, I would think, to the downside on the US 30. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, and a similar type of pattern. It's reached a peak and is now looking to come back down. So any opportunities to sell would be the way to go at this point on those. US Technology Group, same type of pattern, looking for continued moves to the downside. And also with the Russell 2000, also had a big push to the upside, but looking like it might want to fall coming into this week. So any opportunities to get in on a move to the upside would be probably worthwhile. It's looking like a head and shoulders is likely to form, and then we get that move to the downside with breaking that neckline. Okay, something like that. All right, so that's a look at what's setting up for this week. For the members, keep your eyes on the US dollar, and that will help you trading the majors. Profitable trading to everyone. I'm done now. Thank you.